Yo, what's up guys, Busha here, and today we are going to talk about the 7-star Cinderace event and which Pokemon are best to defeat Cinderace. Let's go. With Cinderace, I think these are the most logical moves that Cinderace should use to be a hard boss. Probably it'll have something like Acrobatics, Gunk Shot, Pyro Ball, High Jump Kicks and Headbutt, Iron Head, Sucker Punch or Takedown. These 8 moves are like the best I could figure out. It will probably have a majority of these, which will make it a very threatening Pokemon since it can hit lots of different Pokemon for super effective damage. Now I have gathered 4 mons which should be very good to use against it. First of all, Cinderace. Cinderace set is pretty self-explanatory. You just set up Reflect, then you click Bulk Up as much as you need to, and then you use Bitter Blade to completely heal yourself back up, and then you use Will-O-Wisp to cripple the Cinderace. You can also use SD instead of Bulk Up for the Cinderace, and as an item, I would recommend the Metronome because at some point you're probably going to be spamming Bitter Blade. Cinderace is pretty nice here because Cinderace is immune to the fighting and immune to the fire type attacks of Cinderace, which is pretty insane. And yeah, for the EV spreads, you're going to use Full Attack, Adamant, and then for the Def EVs, you can use Def EVs. Every Pokemon I'm going to show you has full Def EVs because Cinderace is a physical attacker. But if you want to prepare these mons to also be useful in other raids, you can also put these Def EVs in full HP. It'll only make a marginal difference, but it can be important possibly, so yeah. Also has an ability, of course, Flash Fire to be immune to that fire type attacks. Next up, Armarouge. Armarouge unfortunately is not immune to the fighting type attacks, but it resists them and it has the advantage over Cinderace that its stab is super effective against the fighting type Cinderace. Again, ability Flash Fire of course, and as an item you run the Shell Bell because Armarouge's moves don't heal itself back up just like the Cinderace does with its Bitter Blade. And then for the moves, you use Psychic, Acid Spray, Calm Mind, and Reflect. Of course, again, you set up Reflect to be more resistant to the physical attacks. And then you can start using Calm Mind and Acid Spray to boost yourself and to lower the Cinderace's special defense with Acid Spray. And then with the Psychic, you'll heal yourself back up over time. Again, full special attack EVs with a modest nature and also full defense EVs, but again, you can also put them into HP. Then as the third mon I'm going to present you Espathra. I think Espathra will be insane because of the signature move Lunamina Crash, which lowers the target's special defense by 2. Which means you have a stab which is super effective against Cinderace and it will lower the special defense of it. That just sounds too good. Then you also use Reflect, Calm Mind and Roost. First up you want to set up Reflect, then you can Calm Mind yourself up and then just spam Lumina Crash. And then for the last move, if you want to be more safe, and I think I'm going to recommend to be more safe this time around, you can use Roost. But if you're, for example, playing as a team, you could also be using the Helping Hand to boost other teammates if in need. But I think the best set is Lumina Crash, Reflect, Calm Mind and Roost. Again, full def and full special attack. With a modest nature, again you can also run full HP, won't do that much of a difference. And then as the item, I think Shell Bell is the best just for that extra healing, but you could possibly also use Covered Cloak just to be safe from like secondary effects like Gunk Shot, Poison or something like that. And then last but not least, I'm going to present to you Slowbro. Slowbro, also pretty insane here. As an ability, I would just use Oblivious or Own Tempo because Regenerator isn't doing you any favors in a raid event. And it doesn't matter that much. I think both won't do any difference in this event particularly. Then Slowbro is pretty simple. Slowbro is pretty nice here because it has insane physical bulk and Cinderace is a physical attacker and the only super effective move it can hit it with is Sucker Punch. And I don't think Cinderace will run Sucker Punch, and if it does, you have the Psychic Terrain here, which is pretty nice. You can set up Psychic Terrain, and then you just start up Nasty Plotting, and then clicking Slack Off and Psychic when you need it. Then with the Terrain Extender, your Psychic Terrain will stay on more actively, and again, full def, full special attack. This also is pretty self-explanatory, right? Like Psychic Terrain, then you can click Nasty Plot, then you can click Slack Off, then Nasty Plot, Slack Off, and then just start spamming Psychic. And when Psychic Terrain's down, you can put it back up again, it'll last for 8 turns. Yeah, this Slowbro, I think Slowbro is probably going to be the best mon for this raid event just because of its immense bulk, but I think every one of these 4 is pretty insane. For Slowbro, you can also theoretically run Reflect over Psychic Terrain. If you do that, you're probably going to run something like Twisted Spoon or Shell Bell again on Slowbro, but I think Psychic Terrain is really cool. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. I think we're done here. These are the 4 best sets I would recommend to beat Cinderace. If you have any questions, let me down in the comments down below. Also, you can suggest your sets you're going to use to beat Cinderace down in the comments below. I hope I could help you guys out. See you soon, and peace.